Welcome to We Win New. Get ready for a gripping journey as we step into the cockpit and relive some of the most shocking and adrenaline-filled moments in aviation history. What you're about to see is truly unforgettable. Buckle up, it's time to take off. Let's go! During the takeoff roll from Gvardeyskoye Air Base, the captain started the rotation and the nose gear lifted up. At the same time, the left engine exploded. The captain decided to abandon the takeoff procedure and started an emergency braking procedure. A few seconds were necessary for the nose to land back on the runway. Then the aircraft was unable to stop within the remaining distance. It overran, lost its undercarriage and came to rest, bursting into flames. All 28 occupants were rescued. The aircraft was totally destroyed by a post-crash fire. An Aeromexico flight carrying 103 people crashed just after taking off from an airport in northern Mexico, forcing passengers to escape via the emergency slides before the aircraft went up in flames. All passengers survived.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Stop it! Jasmine, come on! Stop!
The airport closed and the runway closed due to this incident. All crew on board the aircraft survived. The British warbird pilot Mark Levy was part of a 21-airplane formation in the annual air show at Duxford, England, when the P-51 he was flying had a partial engine out. That one split-second decision when he turned right before the main road saved countless lives. He is a fantastic pilot. On April 9, 2009, the Turkish crew of the recently delivered CL-215 failed to lower the landing gear before impacting the runway. The aircraft managed to perform a touch and go. They then lowered the landing gear while on approach and landed safely with a 10-foot gash in the fuselage hull. The aircraft was repaired and, as of Jan 2010, was registered as TCT-KJ. A Singapore Airlines flight to Milan caught fire early on June 27, 2020 while making an emergency landing in Singapore, but all passengers on board escaped unharmed.
Sorry. Yes, I forgot my bag. Sorry.
Private jet traveling from New York to Mexico has crashed. in what is the second aviation incident in 24 hours after a helicopter plummeted in the Hudson River on April 11th, 2025.
We're alive. Thank you, Kadosh Baruch Hu. Oh my kids.
On August 10, 2013, a Brian Douglas BA-100 airplane conducted a forced landing near Killian, Texas. The pilot, who was the sole occupant, was not injured. According to the pilot's statement and an onboard video, the engine experienced a partial loss of power after takeoff. While executing a crosswind turn, the engine experienced a total loss of power. The pilot maneuvered to execute a forced landing into trees.
And it's still recording. Hi everybody, you survived a plane crash. You're on camera.
Two Alpha jets from the Patrouille de France collide during a training exercise in Haute-Marne, France. The pilots managed to eject. One of the aircraft collided with a silo at a nearby industrial facility, causing a fire to break out. The second aircraft reportedly landed in a canal.
O cara não para não. Segura não, amigo. Segura não, segura não, amigo. Segura não.
On August 15, 2024, a small aircraft tragically crashed into a hangar at an airfield in Goiânia, Brazil, startling nearby person.
Ele saiu. Amassou a porta.
A small plane flipped and crashed upside down along the shoreline of Santa Monica Beach on December 22, 2022. The pilot made the emergency landing after reporting engine issues. The plane had just departed from the Santa Monica airport. Pilot of a single Zenifly Pelican makes a textbook emergency landing on a highway in Garuva, in the north of Santa Catarina, Brazil. There were two people on board, the pilot and the owner of the plane, and no one was injured.
Meu Deus! Calma! Meu, que tem que gravar tudo. Manda pra mim, manda pra mim.
Para, vê se tá bem.
As it descends onto the notoriously low approach runway of Skiathos, this British Airways plane comes incredibly close to a crowd of eager spectators gathered just near the beach. US Navy sailors assigned to Underwater Construction Team 2 rendered immediate assistance to the passengers and crew of Air Niugini flight after it crashed into the lagoon near Chuuk, Federated States of Micronesia International Airport, on September 28, 2018.
He's doing it right now.
Everybody aboard the Boeing 737 plane was able to safely evacuate. Micronesia, located north of Australia and east of the Philippines, has close ties with the US under an agreement known as a Compact of Free Association. We've got an unexpected passenger aboard a commercial aeroplane, a bird. That's right. Somehow this feathered flyer snuck its way into the cabin and chaos ensued. An Indigo flight operating from Delhi to Srinagar encountered a sudden hailstorm en route. The flight and cabin crew followed established protocol and the aircraft landed safely in Srinagar. Fortunately, there were no injuries after a Cessna 28 ended up in a wooded area while trying to take off from Cupica Corregimiento Aerodrome in Colombia. The flight from Beijing to San Francisco was cancelled due to a mechanical failure that affected both engines on May 26, 2025.
When I used to travel.
Unbelievable, this duck remained perched on the wing of an airliner all along a 3,000k flight.
Oh my gosh!
The incident occurred on February 26, 2002, when a Republic of Korea Air Force crashed shortly after takeoff from Seosan Air Base due to an engine fire caused by material defects in the engine blades. The pilot ejected safely and the aircraft came down in a rice paddy. It happened to a South Africa couple being delivered to prom dance. Helicopters flew into electric power lines and luckily everyone was safe. The fire originated on a baggage conveyor belt that was situated near the Royal Air Maroc aircraft at Pierre-Eliotrova Airport in Montreal. This incident caused an emergency evacuation of the aircraft, which had just landed from Casablanca, with 250 passengers and 8 crew members on board. In July 1991, a jet experienced a mishap while attempting to land on the aircraft carrier USS Ranger, approximately 30 miles off the coast of San Diego. Both the pilot and the navigator ejected safely. It climbed to about 50 feet, made a steep roll to the left, flying between the control tower and a light pole. It crossed over the boundary fence, and the left wing struck a moving vehicle before coming to rest against several parked cars. On 14 January 2019, a Boeing 707, operated by Saha Airlines on a cargo flight, crashed at Fath Air Base, Iran. The crew probably mistook Fath Air Base's runway for the much longer Payam International Airport runway, as the two runways are just a few kilometers apart and on a similar alignment.
Okay, down safely.
This pilot ended up in a field on day 4 of the Dunstable Regionals in England, and it took 10 people to carry the glider out piece by piece. The surrounding green fields looked good, but were actually full of sheep. A compilation of clips purporting to show China delivering aid to Gaza Strip. However, these clips were either old, since 2023 and 2024, not 2025. On May 18, 2011, an Omega Aerial Refueling Services Boeing 707 tanker crashed during takeoff at Naval Air Station Point Mugu, California. The crash occurred after the number 2 engine separated from the port wing during takeoff, and the number 1 engine was also damaged. A particularly harrowing low landing at Sint Maarten's Princess Juliana International Airport captured on video. Watch the skills of this helicopter pilot connecting 2 pieces of pylon in Manitoba, Canada. During a demanding aerial firefighting operation, a helicopter unintentionally entered a dangerous flight condition known as settling with power. In a remarkable display of precision flying and aerial coordination, the Hughes 369D helicopter is used to transfer line workers directly onto high-voltage power lines. A light aircraft exploded on February 21, 2017 in a massive fireball as it smashed into a shopping centre near the Australian city of Melbourne. An incident involving members of the Russian Knights aerobatic team during the Slovak International Air Display at Bratislava Airport, Slovakia on September 15, 1997. A United Express flight was forced to make a belly landing at Los Angeles International Airport after part of the landing gear would not deploy. All 43 passengers and crew safely got off the plane. A major accident was averted after a helicopter carrying 7 people, including 6 pilgrims and the pilot, made an emergency landing after it developed a technical snag while trying to land at the helipad at Kedarnath Shrine. The pilot did not lose his patience and showed wisdom and made an emergency landing of the helicopter.
Please stay exactly where you are.
Taken on June 24, 1993, MiG-29S belonging to the Russian Flight Research Institute collided during their performance at the Royal International Air Tattoo air show at RAF Fairford. The story behind this incident is quite interesting. Both pilots escaped without a scratch, even though one of them had to eject from an inverted position. It occurred during the Red Bull Air Race in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, 2007. When the pilot saw a plane standing just a few meters in front of him, he stopped immediately and destroyed his propeller. The man's light aircraft came down after losing power during an aerobatics display and landed on its underside in May 2017. Dozens of spectators witnessed the crash at the Abingdon Air and Country Show in Abingdon, Oxfordshire at around 2 p.m. If you saw it on a TV police show, you would dismiss it as being too far-fetched. Officers use their car to chase and then ram into a moving plane, smashing off a wing, to stop it from taking to the air. The reason they did it? The plane contains a gang of drug smugglers. In 2017, a light plane crashed into the Swan River in Perth during Australia Day celebrations, prompting the cancellation of Perth's Skyworks show, which was attracting 300,000 people.
Whoa! It crashed or what? Oh, it's crashed.
The plane was following another aircraft south along the river before it banked, stalled, and nosedived into the river.
Oh.
Pero en segundos la aeronave se salió del que parecía ser su curso.
The plane was operated by Colombian Air Patrol, a non-profit organization that helps people with medical assistance in remote places of Colombia, on March 22, 2006. GUSTV, better known by its wartime marking, Black 6, was performing a solo display at Duxford Airfield in 1997. In view of the rarity and historical significance of this airframe, it was repaired and statically displayed at Duxford and at the RAF Museum, Hendon, London. With a very limited selection of landing spots in the mountains, they decide for a wheat field. While definitely not the prettiest landing, it was the safest choice. Iconic C-47 Blue Bonnet Bell crashed on July 21, 2018 in Burnett, Texas.
Turn.
The flight was originating at the time of the accident with an intended destination of Sedalia Regional Airport, Sedalia, Missouri. During takeoff from St. Martin's Princess Juliana International Airport, a plane unleashes an incredibly powerful jet blast that sends sand, beach towels, and even beachgoers flying at Mahu Beach. A small plane had to make an emergency landing at Maneta San Jose International Airport after the pilot reported problems with putting down his landing gear. The pilot circled the area for nearly 90 minutes to burn fuel in preparation for the emergency landing. On March 23, 2009, a cargo aircraft from Gwangju Baiyun International Airport in China to Narita International Airport near Tokyo, Japan, crashed during landing at Narita. During the landing, the aircraft experienced a hard touchdown, leading to a series of bounces known as porpoising. Here is the dramatic crash landing of a Cessna at Florida's Kissimmee Airport in March 2018. Although the airplane touched down on a narrow, tree-lined Martin Luther King Boulevard Tuesday afternoon, neither the pilot nor his passenger was seriously injured. On March 31, 2018, a Yak-3, a World War II Soviet fighter aircraft, crashed while taxiing along the runway after landing. The aircraft suffered damage to one wing. The pilot was not injured. Belarusian Air Force crashed during the second day of the Radom International Air Show 2009 in east-central Poland. The results of the investigation were never released, on the request of the Belarusian government, however. It is believed that the crash was caused by a pilot error, who flew the aircraft too low and too slow. On August 30, 2007, the aircraft crashed at the Cameron Park Airfield in Sierra Nevada, California. It was already seemingly above its maximum certified takeoff weight. In an improvised attempt to deal with harsh winter conditions, an airport employee at Vnukovo International Airport in Russia was seen using a simple traffic cone to manually scrape ice from the surface of an aircraft.
Oh, there he is. Oh! 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 There he is! Woo!
On May 22, 2025, a Cessna private jet crashed in San Diego's Murphy Canyon neighborhood, a densely populated area known for its military housing. The crash occurred under challenging weather conditions, with dense fog reducing visibility to approximately half a mile. It crashed while on approach to Montgomery Gibbs Executive Airport. The aircraft was owned by Daviator LLC, a company associated with Dave Shapiro, a prominent music agent and co-founder of Sound Talent Group. Jet fuel spilled across the area, exacerbating the fires and complicating rescue efforts. Fires were brought under control and approximately 100 residents were evacuated to a temporary shelter established at Miller Elementary School. Parts of Shapiro's 1985 Cessna 550 Citation littered a large area, including fragments under the power lines and a section of wing on a road behind the homes. The resulting explosion and fire damaged at least 10 homes, one of which was completely destroyed, and several vehicles. NTSB investigators plan to spend 2 days at the scene gathering evidence. At that hour and in foggy weather, the plane was likely operating on an instrument flight rules plan, which is typically used during reduced visibility.
Wake up!
The tragic event has had a profound impact on the local community and the music industry.
Wake up! What's up?
The incident has also raised concerns about aviation safety in densely populated areas, particularly those with significant military housing.
Get out of the way!
Get away from the car! Hey, hurry up this way! Hurry, hurry!
Come on, your kids are over here. Well, knock on that door.
That's fine, that's fine.
As the investigation continues, authorities aim to determine the exact cause of the crash and implement measures to prevent similar tragedies in the future. The finish line is here. Don't forget to give us a like button and share your road encounters in the comments. And don't miss the video on the right side of the screen. See you soon.